So Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, do they both make rookie teams? He dropped his 2 rookie teams. He didn't put a 5th member on the second team. I think he had Duren in the running. The thing I don't like is they do have Benedict Mathurin on. He did have Benedict Mathurin on the first team, which I think he's a solid player. Benedict Mathurin is great for Indiana. He had a great first half of the season, but he slowed down and then Ivy started to pick up steam in the second half. So if you're going to, my thing was, I believe he kind of discredited Jaden Ivey a little bit by saying, he hasn't done it for a full season. That's why I can't have him on the first team. But neither has Benedict Mathurin. So how can you have – I don't understand that. But what are your thoughts on Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren both making the rookie teams?
He left Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren off the all-rookie first team. I would argue that Jaden Ivey has been consistently in the Kia NBA rookie ladder, rookie of the year race with Paolo Banchero basically all year, just the last maybe month and a half or so. He's kind of been left out, and that's because Jalen Williams in OKC is playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
And Walker Kessler is just turning into this elite shot blocker and just a guy that's just really fundamentally sound. And that's not discrediting either of those guys. I think Jaden Ivey is still one of the better rookies out of this draft class, but to say that you wouldn't put him, in all first team because he hasn't been doing it all season, well, his role has changed. Like in the beginning of the season, he was playing off ball. Now he's the lead guard. Even with Killian Hayes out there, he's still the lead guard in my opinion. Killian Hayes is just passing the ball 90% of the time. So I would have Jaden Ivey in my first team. I think you could even make an argument for Duren in the first team too, but you got Walker Kessler in there. So if he makes second team, I'm not mad at it. But to have, Jaden Ivey out of there, I thought it was kind of, I don't want to say it was a hot take, but I think it was kind of suspect because I feel Jaden Ivey has been one of the better rookies out of this draft class so far.
Yeah, this is what he says. Ivey is one of the best 5 right now, but not over the full season. If he's one of the best right now, then you should probably put him on the list because him and Benedict Mathurin's seasons aren't that different. And I'm not arguing for the other 4. I'm just arguing over Benedict Mathurin. That's all I'm doing. But the other 4 he has on second team are Jabari Smith, who he hasn't done it all season either. That's what I don't get. If you're acknowledging Jabari Smith for just kind of turning it on lately, past the All-Star break, you could say, then you should be giving more credit to Jaden Ivey. Again, I don't want to say it's Detroit versus everybody, but again, that's what it feels like, right? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then just to kind of leave Jalen Duren off the second team and just go with 4 is kind of disrespectful in itself too. Like you're making cases for everybody else, but you're not making cases for the 5th person on that second team.
Yeah, like I said, it kind of just seemed like a hot take post. Maybe he hasn't watched a whole lot of Detroit Pistons basketball, and who could blame him? 16 wins for the season. Most of the time, it seems like we're playing for behind. If we do have a lead, it doesn't last long. But to say that Jaden Ivey hasn't really been consistent this season, I think it is true. But to me, I think he's one of the better rookies out of this draft class. And this whole clip came from Mike Brown saying, if you don't have Keegan Murray in your NBA first team, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, he thought it was bullshit that, a lot of these NBA reporters, they're having their podcasts like we do, talk about maybe we don't have Keegan Murray in our NBA first team, which I think Mike Brown has a point too for Keegan Murray because he's played really well in Sacramento. Sacramento is one of the top teams out in the Western Conference. I just think this is such a stacked rookie class, and the fact that the Pistons got 2 of the lottery picks this year, I think it's crazy, man, because they're 2 building blocks in my opinion.
Oh, definitely. And Keegan Murray, he's about to break. I think he's on the verge of breaking the all-time 3-point rookie record, and he's shooting about 40% from the 3-point line. He's been fantastic for the Kings. Fits in perfectly with what they're trying to do. But let me ask you, do you think Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey both make rookie teams this year?
I do. I think they'll probably both make the second team. Just for the simple fact that they've both had moments where they've looked great. For Jalen Duren, I think he can go to the San Antonio Spurs game when he just put up monster stats. Even though the game, they had to go to overtime, and I believe the Pistons did lose that game if memory serves correctly. But, I think that was kind of his breakout, rookie season moment. I think he's had moments where he's protected the rim. He's had moments where he's had really good passes. The last game against the Raptors, he was having dimes. I think Jaden Ivey has shown that he's going to be a problem for years to come. So I think if you would make a case, I think Ivy has a better chance of making the first team than Duren does. And that's not saying that Duren hasn't played well. He's kind of had to play behind Isaiah Stewart and Marvin Bagley, not really get, a bulk of the minutes.
Yeah, it's been and he's been injured. He's missed a handful of games because of injury, but I think they both make rookie teams. I think there's a small push towards the end of the season where Jaden Ivey makes the first team. Hopefully a couple of these voters wake up and recognize the progress and the development he has made as a player during his rookie year. So hopefully he just gets the credit. That's all I'm asking for.